It's the Texas weather discussion video for Wednesday, the 10th of April. I'm Donovan Neal. Obviously, we turn very, very hot later today with mostly a with a very strong southerly wind, and then a cold front comes through. We trend even a bit cooler for the next 2 days, and then for the weekend we trend mostly wet and maybe a little bit of severe weather for parts of the southeast Texas. But let's take a look at our upper air map across the continental United States. You can see we have a little bit of a ridge starting to form in west in western part of the the extreme western part of the United States. However, I do think it will get beaten down in that trough coming through in the northwest. Temperatures early this morning, mostly in the upper 60s, low 70s, and I think we'll solidly have a high of 90 later today. Around the nation, much of the coldest air is still packed in the northern in the pretty much in the high plains in the upper Midwest, where we have winter storm warnings and watches and blizzard warnings going on for parts of the central high plains. That's very significant. It's the winter that will never end in mid-April. But closer to home, we have red flag warnings in effect for parts of western Texas, western Oklahoma, west Kansas, and eastern Colorado, parts of New Mexico and Arizona as well. And then surrounding that, we have high wind watches and warnings in effect. And down here in Texas, we have wind advisories in effect for parts of the northern part of the state, also much of Oklahoma, Kansas, and also parts of Nebraska, Iowa, Missouri and Arkansas as well. And let's take a look at the day one fire weather outlook. We have an extremely critical fire weather threat for parts of West Texas, the Texas Panhandle, and parts of New Mexico. And obviously that's very significant because as soon as we have a spark, that could be the beginning of just a huge mess of wildfires. So we're gonna have to take things very, very seriously here today. And this is the day one convective outlook later today, where they in the north where they could in the north where they're seeing lots of snow. They could in the warm sector we could see a few severe storms for parts of the Kansas-Nebraska border and some of the adjacent areas. Day two tomorrow, we have a risk of severe weather for the Illinois-Indiana border and the surrounding areas. And on day three, which is Friday, we have a marginal risk of severe storms for much of the DFW Metroplex, also parts of west and eastern Texas near Longview, the areas to the south of Paris, and parts of Canton, Tyler, and areas near Waco and Temple, and Corsicana, Abilene, San Angelo, and Junction, and Clyde, and Cisco. And of course, we'll see a few severe storms. I think we'll see a few severe storms early Saturday morning. And let's go on to the day 4 outlook. This is the day 4 outlook for Saturday. And of course we already have an enhanced risk of severe storms for parts of the ArkLaMiss regions of the lower Mississippi Delta, and also maybe some parts of extreme southeastern Texas as well. And also surrounding that, we have a risk of severe storms for parts of the deep south as well, and even parts of southeastern Texas as well. Let's take a look at the average rainfall for the next 7 days, followed through Wednesday of next week. Heaviest totals remain off in the lower Mississippi Valley and down here around amounts. I say amounts will have amounts of up to maybe a greater than 1.5 inches of rain for parts of north central Texas. And I think higher amounts will be off to the east. And again, that's anything that we see I think that's anything that we see Saturday, pretty much. Let's take a look at the GFS. This is the O6Z run developed this afternoon at 1 o'clock local time. You can see we have troughing in the west, and down here we pretty much stay very, very dry and very warm and windy. Highs mostly in the low 90s with a southerly wind of 25 miles an hour with gusts of up to 40 to 45 miles an hour. And that's all caused from this very deep surface low, 983 millibars over Denver, Colorado, and that's basically going to cause blizzard conditions and severe storms later today. And this is Thursday, pretty much the same deal. That 983 millibar surface low basically tracks right over southern Nebraska, still producing some big snows for the north. But down here, I think we stay dry. Highs mostly in the low 70s as a result of a cold front coming through. And on Friday, that track lifts to the northeast, and we still stay dry. Highs mostly in the upper 60s. Well, let's go up to the north where they could see some big snows for the next few days. And of course, the forecasted amount is around 2.5 feet for some places. Wow. And obviously that's very significant, but we'll just stay windy for the next few days. But here's Saturday as the weekend begins. Obviously, we'll have that risk of severe weather during the afternoon and evening hours on Saturday. But down here in North Texas, I do think we'll see some severe thunderstorms, some thunderstorms, maybe a few strong to severe thunderstorms. But I don't think we'll see a little bit in the severe weather category, as we are not too much into the warm sector. But I do think we'll see some widespread scatter showers and thunderstorms this the Saturday afternoon and evening. Highs will stay in the upper 50s with a mostly cloudy sky. Sorry. And then on Sunday, that surface low basically tracks over Indianapolis. At that point, highs we basically cleared of mostly sunny skies. Highs mostly in the mid 60s. And here's Monday of next week. Monday, we stay mostly dry with highs mostly in the upper 70s. Same thing on Tuesday. In a week from today, Wednesday the 17th of April, troughing mostly in the north, and down here that looks pretty dry. And this is Friday the 19th of April. We obviously dry for most of the continental United States.